Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Miriam Said, and today I'm going to be showing you how to do calendar management using Google Calendar. So if you're a virtual assistant or you want to become a virtual assistant, this video is definitely for you. Please stay tuned till the end. So I'm going to be using Google Calendar, and as you can see on my screen, this is Google Calendar. So guys, in case you're wondering how I got here, let me open up a new tab. So right here, this is called Bento menu. Once you click on it, it will bring out all the Google app from your Gmail to Google Meet, Google Drive. You see your Google Calendar, Google Photos. Today we're going to be using Google Calendar. So once you click on Google Calendar, your calendar will pop up like this. And if I want to change my view, I simply come here beside settings, so I can set it to show just one day, or I set it to show week, Sunday to Saturday. I can set it to show a whole month, just like this. So let's go back to weekly. So this is weekly. The first step to managing the calendar of your client is getting access to the calendar. So your clients have to give you access to their calendar. And in case your client doesn't know how to do that, they just come under my calendar. So if your client doesn't know how to do that, you can help them do it, or you can direct them. So this is my calendar. And under my calendar, I have my name. So your clients will see their name. They click on it and go to settings and sharing. Scroll down. Then you see share with specific people or group. So this is the calendar owner. And you can add the email address of as many people as possible. So your clients will simply have to add your email address so that you can have access to their calendar. So I'll just pick a random email here. So I've decided to share my calendar with this particular email. Then this is permission. You can give permission to do maybe make changes to events, or just see all event details, or make changes and manage sharing. So your client will have to give you access to make changes and manage sharing. So once you send it, so you get an email notification. Let me open up my email so that we can see what that looks like. So here we have it. You get an email notification like this. Hello, your name. We're writing to let you know that so has given you access to view events on Google Calendar. After adding this calendar, so you just click on add this calendar. So now you have access to your client's calendar, and you can start creating event, task, or appointment schedule. So your job as a virtual assistant is not just to stock up your client's calendar with events. You need to understand some things. You need to ask your clients some certain questions before you can manage their calendar effectively. So your job as a virtual assistant is simply to make the life of your client easier. So you need to ask them questions about their working hours, their availabilities. You need to ask them if they have any recurring meetings or events that need to be scheduled weekly or monthly. You need to know how much time they need between meetings or appointments. You need to know when they would like to be notified about upcoming meetings. Is it 30 minutes before? Is it 24 hours before the meeting? So there's a lot of questions you need to ask your clients so that you be able to manage their calendars effectively. You need to ask them if there are any specific time or days that they prefer to keep free for personal time or for important tasks. I've worked with a client before that does not like having any external meetings on Mondays. So even job interviews, no job interviews on Monday, no external meetings on Monday. Simply, it is simply internal meetings for that particular client on Mondays. So you need to know all of these things so that you can manage your client's calendar very well. So let's go into it. You can create events, you can create tasks, and appointment schedule. This is a new feature on Google Calendar. You can use it to create booking page for free. You can create booking page so that anyone can easily schedule time with your clients. So let's start by creating an event. So you can do this by clicking on create. Then you click on events and this page will pop up. Or you can just click on a particular day and time. So say I want to create a meeting for 11 a.m. on Tuesday. I can just click on 11 a.m. on Tuesday and I'll see the same thing. So the first thing you want to do is to choose a very descriptive title for your event so that once your client sees it or your boss sees it, they know what the meeting is all about. So let's say my boss wants to have a Zoom meeting with Thomas and John. I can just say Zoom meeting. Then I put name. I put Thomas and John. And if I have more information about the meeting, if it's probably a review about something, I can just put it there. Or if my boss wants to interview candidate for the role of customer success, I can just put customer success interview. Then I put the name of the candidate. Maybe it's for Adeni Nika. So I just put it there. Once my boss sees the title, he knows what the meeting is all about. So then you pick the time and the dates for the meeting, which we have already picked here. You want to be very careful about the time zone. You need to check if you're using the correct time zone. So for Nigeria, I'm going to change this to GMT +1. That's for West Africa and Lagos. So you change your time zone to the correct time zone. And you click OK. So if it's a recurring meeting, then you can, if it's going to be daily, if the meeting is daily, maybe daily stand up or daily stand down, then you click on daily. If it's weekly, then you click on weekly. So you can just custom it here. If it's going to be happening on a particular day, maybe for a month or 2 months, you just put it here. And so let's come to add guests. So this is where you had the people that your boss or your client is having a meeting with. You had them here. And this, if it's going to be an online meeting, then you can just add Google Meet video conferencing. And if the meeting, okay, so the other time I put Zoom meeting with Thomas and John. If it's a Zoom meeting, then you need to add Zoom to your calendar. You can come to where you have plus sign here, get ads on. So when you click on it, you'll be able to add okay, this is Zoom. So you'll be able to add Zoom to your Google Calendar by clicking on Zoom. You can install it, sign in, install, and that way you'll be able to add either Google Meet or Zoom to your calendar right from here. And if it's a physical meeting, you can just add the location. Maybe your client is meeting with somebody in a restaurant. You just put the name of the restaurant. Then this is where you can add the details of the meeting, or you had an attachment. If it's an interview, you can add the CV. If it's a Teams meeting, you can add the agenda or the minutes of the meeting. You can just add it here, add attachments and add description, details of the meeting. Then you can come to save. I'm coming back to more options, but let's save for now. So once you save, you have the meeting here, customer success interview meeting that we have set up. So to click on more option, I can just double click on this and it will open up like this. So let me add guests to this meeting. I'll just add random email. I'm adding this. I'm adding another person's email. As many people that has to be in that meeting, you can just add them here. So I'm adding this person, and so I can give my guest permission. Do I want them to be able to see the guest list so that they can know how many people will be in the meeting? Do I want them to be able to invite others to the meeting? Or do I want them to just be able to modify the meeting, change the time? If you give your guest permission to modify the meeting, that means they can change the time of the meeting, and they can, if you had not set it, if you didn't set it to repeat, they can change it to repeat. They can just modify a whole lot of things once you give them the permission to modify events. So you want to check everything that needs to be checked, then you save. So once you click on save, you'll see a message that says, would you like to send invitation invite to Google Calendar guests? So if you click on send, that means all the guests that you added will be getting an email notification about the event. And if I want to change the time, I can just move it around. I can move it to here. I can move it to here. I can just click on it and move it around. So if I want to change the time, I will see a message that said, would you like to send update email to existing Google Calendar guests? That means, do you want to update the guest about the change in time? Once you click on send, then your guest will be getting an email notification that the time has changed. So if I want to delete it, I can just click on delete here. Once you click on it, you can click on delete. You can print it, you can duplicate it, you can publish the event, you can do a lot of things, and you can edit the event right from here. And if I mistakenly delete this event, don't panic. you can just come to settings, trash, and from trash you'll be able to restore the event just like this. So I restore it. I'm still waiting for it. Yeah, so we have it here restored. And you're seeing orange color because I set my calendar to orange color. I can just change it to purple and everything will be purple. But on my calendar, I have birthdays colored as purple. So I'm just going to change this to blue. Yeah. Oh, my tags. Then, so if I want to differentiate between a tax and an event, you can just use colors to do that. That's what the color bars are for. I think I prefer the orange color. So let me take it back to orange. So another thing I want to show you is settings. So let's click on settings. This place you can change the language to any language that you prefer. So you can change your country as well. You can change the date format, the time format. So you can just change the time zone also to your time zone. I'm in Nigeria, so I'll set it to GMT +1, Lagos. GMT +1 for Lagos. Here. So if you click on word clock, you'll be able to add as many time zones as possible to your calendar. So if you're working with an international client or a client that have a meeting outside of your time zone, you can just add as many time zones to their calendar as possible, so that once you're working on a calendar, you see a particular time in Nigeria, you see the corresponding time in United States or United Kingdom. So I can have my calendar set to 3 time zones. Just like this. So this is 2. I can still add as many time zones as possible. So event settings, default duration, 1 hour. So we can modify our calendar from here. We can set to when we want the week to start. You want your week to start from Sunday to Saturday, or just start from Monday to Friday. You can set it here. If you want it to show weekend, you can set it to show weekends, or you can uncheck it. You can set it to show decline events, or you can simply uncheck it. So the other time we set our calendar to show 2 time zones. Let's see how that come out. So from here you can see the time in Nigeria time, and you can also see it in UTC. That's the coordinated universal time. So it's showing me the current time in 2 different time zones. So the next thing is the appointment schedule. This is a very interesting feature on the Google Calendar. Like I said, it allows you to create a booking page whereby people can book an appointment with you. So I'm going to be explaining this in my next video.